Hello and welcome back to part 4, sorry, of this Dark Souls guide and playthrough. We're going to make our way quickly along here to meet an NPC that we haven't encountered before. This NPC is... I'll let him introduce himself. He's a tired bloke, that's for sure. Lethargic.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall, or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
Yeah, he's got an infectious laugh. A rotund character.
Still closed.
Still closed. We'll see him again later at some point, I'm sure. If you look inside the gate, you can actually see one of the serpent soldiers. Maybe we'll be able to open the gate somehow later on. Anyway, we'll fast forward to the parish, because that's where we're going to head towards. And we're back here. These guys, you know how to take these guys out by this point. Unfortunately, I have to speak a bit more quietly tonight, as we have a guest resting upstairs. You'll remember from the previous episode that we still had a job to do in the parish. We still had an unusual bug there. You can see the chains from the lifts that take you from parish down to Firelight Shrine. But yeah, we didn't take out the big fellow who's in here, the Berenike Knight. Remember, I told you not to run up along the interior of the parish, as you would get shot from above with a soul arrow by the channeler. So what you want to do is you want to come in here and pull the knight out, the Berenike Knight, pull him out, also known as the Heavy Knight. You want to fight him out here, you don't want to fight him in there. Now you can see I'm not using my shield because I want to get as many two-handed hits in against this guy as possible. His tower shield is formidable, his weapon is formidable. 2 hits with this amount of vitality and we'd be dead, maybe even one shot is. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to get your hits in against this guy. He's not particularly fast. That is a particularly deadly, not deadly, but it drains a lot of your stamina, that move. There's a good chance. I could have done the leaping attack if I'd had enough confidence to do so, the jumping attack. What's interesting about these Berenike Knights is that they seem to be guarding important things in the game, important items, important people. We encounter another one, he's always down, I think get, what, 800? We've got 800 souls and a Titanite shard, an upgrade item. But what's interesting is that they guard important things. In Sen's Fortress, it's access to undead Prince Rickard. In here, it's a Firekeeper's soul. So we're going to get another Firekeeper's soul. We can take that and get upgraded. That statue is the goddess Fina. I believe it's the goddess Fina. I may be wrong about that. May as well give it a respectful bow. If we look up there, you can see the channeler. It's interesting that we've got the channeler in here. Sent on his mission by Seif the Scaleless, who's a character we'll encounter later on in the game. They're not particularly dangerous. Here's a soul arrow, soul spear, whatever it's called. We'll be going up there soon. But yeah, these Berenike Knights, they remind me of the super mutants from Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. This game's equivalent, I guess. Take on this Baldur Knight again, if you can make it down here. Again, you should be able to take these guys on at this point. Yeah, so what was I saying about the Berenike Knight? tower shield, you can pick that up at some point in the game. Very good shield. Very heavy shield. Anyway, let us head up the stairs. Ah, the painted world of Ariamis, that's the other location that we encounter. The Berenike Night. But you'll just have to wait until later on in the series. So this channeler, they have the ability to buff, if you remember from... Yeah, they have the ability to buff nearby enemies. And they do that by performing a dance and ritual. There you go. They sing a song, dance, and buff these hollows. And obviously you can tell they're buffed because of a special aura glowing around them. The channelers are capable as well. I'm nearly dead. I think I've taken on a wee bit more than I can chew. See, what would have been good is if I had the halberd. The halberd's a great defensive weapon, as I said. It would have allowed us to poke these enemies as they came down the corridor. Instead I've got the axe, the battle axe. A lot of times the drops that these guys give you, they're not worth going back to pick up. Things like broken sword hilts and whatnot. Pointless almost. Yeah, the halberd would have been good. The channeler doesn't have much health, so if we can get a couple of hits in against them. They're quite creepy characters. They mumble something, some kind of cryptic chant. Maybe it's some kind of mantra that they're repeating over and over again to give them confidence. I don't want to encounter me. I'm hard. Their trident as a weapon is a drop. There you go, there's a buff again. I should actually be going in at that point to take him on. I'm just acting cowardly. Come on. Come on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. He's down. I like his robes. His robes are very ornate, decorative. Yeah, I've kind of made a pig's ear of this. I get lucky there. Normally, I use the halberd to take these hollows out, but to use the halberd I need, I think, 14 dexterity. The amount of dexterity I need is I don't have yet, so I can't use it at this juncture. So we've got more business to attend to up here on the second floor. There's an item in here, in this room here. Make sure you come in here to pick it up. It is a soul item. Now, there's another Baldur Knight further up ahead. You want to bring him down here. Here he comes. Fight him in the main room of the second floor. That's a poor reaction there. Another hit. This is when you have to be careful. If you telegraph your attack, he will parry and riposte you. When he's got his sword out, like that, like we seen a moment ago. Backstab. I'm playing cautiously just now. It's not been a great start, I don't think, for me. It's not been a terrible start. It's been an uncertain start, I guess. Anyway, make your way up here. Notice anything strange about that? Yep, you can burst your way through there, but first of all come around here. There's a desiccated body in a barrel that contains a humanity, and humanity at this stage in the game is always worthwhile. It's always valuable. Make our way up here. Remember we picked up that mystery key earlier on? This is the door that opens.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
So, this is... I'll let him make the introductions.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lordran of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later. Yes, very sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
His armour's very interesting if you have a look at it. It looks like two arms embracing him.
I can get back to work.
That has to be one of the most sinister laughs to ever be included in any video game. The voice actor did a fantastic job with Lautrec. Lautrec is definitely one of the most menacing characters in Dark Souls. We will perhaps encounter him at another point. A lot of people will contend that Lautrec is a fantasist. And it's hard to talk about Lautrec without spoiling much. But he's an adherent of the goddess Fina. And his full title is Lautrec the Embraced, I believe, and Lautrec the Guilty, in certain circumstances. So yeah, as he said, as Lautrec said to us, he has a mission to fulfill, and he can get back to whatever frightening work that it is that he gets up to. I want to come back to Firelight Shrine as we've got some business to do here before we take on the Bell Tower Gargoyles. Let's speak to Petrus.
Oh, hello. I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise, after all.
Heal can be quite a useful spell for players that are starting out in their journey, as an extra in top of Estus Flasks.
An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
Decline this offer. He offers you trivial information about...
I'm afraid that may be difficult, for our missions are sacred.
Yeah, he offers you trivial information.
I'm afraid that may...
concerning
Come
kindling
the
at bonfires.
of the teachings.
It's certainly not worth 1400 souls. Let's talk to the crestfallen warrior.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting their neighbor is only human, after all.
Indeed, indeed. It's hard to know what kind of character Crestfallen Warrior is. A coward, perhaps? Who knows? Anyway, does that look familiar to MD? That person? Yep, that's Lautrec of Karim, sitting ominously in front of the Firekeeper. We were going to reinforce our flask as we picked up. I'll let Lautrec speak.
Hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it.
Thank you, Lautrec.
I am grateful to you for freeing me.
Really?
Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now. By the Lords, your face. Your humanity is really slipping, but there are methods. Most fools have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it?
Quite a strange statement.
You again. What is it? Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
Okay. So, talks about humanity and that most fools have more than they know what to do with. Is he referring to maybe any NPCs nearby? It's possible. Hint, hint, Petrus. Yeah, I want to get our dexterity up so we can use the halberd, because we're definitely going to be using the halberd in the depths and in Blighttown. You have to use the halberd in the depths, there's too many rats. And I hate those rats. What else? I'd like to get our physical defences up. I want to get... I'm not going to be using the Brigand armour in this playthrough. Eventually we'll be using the Dingy set. I can't really talk much about that at the moment, but yeah, that'll be the set we're using. Predominantly. But we'll probably mix and match some other pieces. So, back up to the parish, and we've still got to make our way to the Bell Tower Gargoyles. We still have to ring the first bells of awakening, or the first bell of awakening. Before we take the gargoyles on, I think at this point I was thinking about going down and taking on the Boulder Knights. I think I wanted to maybe try and pick up the Boulder the Boulder Shield. Yeah, I want to come down to Andre Aristora, the blacksmith, upgrade our weapon or weapons before we proceed to the boss fight. I would recommend, if you're a new player, doing the same, using some of your souls and some of the upgrade items you've collected to do this.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing alright. Need anything
Indeed.
forged?
Yeah, again, we talked about items having a durability mechanic, and you should always keep an eye on it. Make sure you're always repairing your items after periods of time. Anyway, I'm not at this point sure whether I want to upgrade the battle axe or the reinforced club. The battle axe has been useful to us so far, useful for us so far. It's a fast weapon. The reinforced club I'm a big fan of because of the bleed effect. But I think at this juncture I want to upgrade the halberd and the battle axe. I'll need to use some of the soul items I've collected to buy enough upgrade items to get the halberd up to at least about +3.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of
Now
us
I'm not
can
going to go
see
through the whole process on video of me doing that, so I'm going to fast forward in a moment, and you'll see me wielding the halberd, trying out the moveset. This is precisely the kind of reason why it's worth holding on to your soul items and not using them for attribute upgrades. There's definitely plenty of business for Andre, isn't there? He's always busy. Here we go. So this is the moveset of the halberd. That's a fantastic move. It takes out many enemies if you connect. Another fantastic move. Jumping attack. So, I think we're ready to go and take on the gargoyles. It's quite a short distance between the bonfire and the roof. Not a great start with the halberd there. Miss. That's one negative, I suppose, with the halberd, is that the hitbox can be quite narrow, and you're doing like a vertical slashing movement. And whereas with some weapons you're kind of slashing across the way. There's a horizontal vector to the move. Anyway, you know all these enemies. They shouldn't pose any difficulties, and if they are, keep practicing. There's no shame in being, temporarily frustrated. That frustration will dissolve away after you get enough practicing. There's nothing in Dark Souls, absolutely nothing, no boss, no area, nothing that's too difficult or insurmountable. There we go, there's the benefit of the halberd in this corridor. Doesn't matter that I'm taking a few hits. The good thing about the halberd as well is if you miss the first poke, the second one it quickly follows the first, and it takes you a few steps forward as well. So you get within striking distance even though you've missed. Now if you have, if you're in human form at this point, you can summon, I believe it's Solaire. Solaire, who we met in the bridge, to help you in this fight. I don't think you need to. I think most players should be able to take on these enemies without doing that. I put the gold pine resin on my bar, and I want to see if it's possible for me to wear the brigand armour, because obviously the more armour you wear, the better defended you are. But I want to be able to fast roll, and as you can see we've got a mid roll just now with the full set on. So I take the chest piece off. I think this is a fantastic fight. The visuals in this fight are absolutely stunning. The amount of detail that's shown to players is stunning. So these gargoyles are threshold guardians, an obstacle in the way in our hero's journey, but one that we can take on and conquer. We get the tail axe straight away. This makes me look like a stunning player. The truth is I am an ordinary player, moderate skill. We miss. I make a number of mistakes in this fight. Yes, I get lucky at the beginning and get the tail axe, which is a good weapon, decent weapon. I'm rolling in the wrong directions. So here comes the second gargoyle. I roll forward and get killed. I should have rolled away to the right. An example. I thought I did roll to the right, but there you go, I didn't. So anyway, we fast forward to recommence the fight. Here we go. Keep circling round. You can see that even as a new, a player with not much, you're not a high level player at this point, that you can still take the hits and not be killed or one-shotted. You want to circle your way around. I'm going two-handed because I want to get as much damage in as possible. My aim is to kill this gargoyle as quickly as possible. Try and kill him before the second one appears. I could have used my pine resin to increase the amount of damage I do against the gargoyles. The pine resin works well against them. I take my shield out now because we're up against two of them. When they're breathing fire, that's actually a good opportunity for you to circle around to get to the side of them, because when they're breathing fire, their bodies are static. They won't move. So as you can see, I can circle around and get my hits in, but it's just getting close enough to be able to do that that's the problem. There you go, take some fire damage. Again, not the end of the world in this fight. This should have been a perfect moment for me to get numerous hits in against him. I end up making, not a meal of the fight, but I end up taking longer than I normally do to end this fight. But this, like I say, is, I haven't played Dark Souls for a long time. That's my excuse anyway. See, there we go, he couldn't move, I can get the hits in. Now if I can just get this other one obviously presents a problem, because as you get close to the first, the second is there to wallop you with his axe. You can see I'm making full use of my Estus flask here. I think I started with 9, and by the end of this fight I'm down to 1 Estus flask. Yeah, the halberd's a decent weapon for taking these guys on. I think I've seen, you have to be careful as well, by the way, just a note of warning. You can roll off the edge of the roof and that's an instant death. Try not to get pushed up against the wall for obvious reasons. If you need to run to the opposite side of the roof, there's plenty of real estate for you to move around in. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. I've seen a number of players comment in various forums about how the weapon, their starting class's weapon, wasn't really helping them in their fight against these the first bosses that they encounter in the game, the first proper boss. The Taurus Demon, I suppose, was a boss, but yeah, anyway. A lot of times you see these new players coming back to the same thread and saying, yep, I tried out a different weapon, that weapon, and invariably ends up being the halberd. And they say, yeah, the halberd really helped me with this fight. And obviously it's not going to be the same for every new player, but yeah, I've seen it often enough to believe that it must be helpful. I think it's the defensive nature of the halberd that makes this encounter a bit easier for new players. And we'll kill him. Well, we'll kill him now. Yep, I'm down to 1 Estus flask. I get the gargoyle helm as well. 20 humanities. So make your way through here. Come up the ladder. And obviously with this being a parish, you're likely to find what at the top of it? A bell. And what did Oscar of Astora tell us to do? And the Crestfallen Warrior. They both told us to ring the bells of awakening. So if we consider this as one bell, then there must be another bell of awakening, and as Crestfallen Warrior said, the other one's down below. the neat thing is that because of the multiplayer aspect of this game, other players can actually hear you ring the bell if they're wandering around like Firelink Shrine. That is an area that that's actually near Sigmar of Katarina. Up there, if you look at that big tower up there, that's another nice wee area that we might visit in the future. We talked about Sif the Scaleless. Well, that's where you'll find that character.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the Palm. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess? Or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Okay, what I was trying to say was that this guy frightens people sometimes. You turn round and he's standing there with his give me a hug gesture, or whatever it is. Oswald of Karim. A lot of the multiplayer mechanics are associated with this character. You can buy rings of sacrifice from. We talked about them. Blood bite ring, poison bite ring. If you've sinned, i.e. you've killed certain NPCs,
Thou art welcome any time. It is only human to commit a sin.
so who's got the most menacing laugh, him or Lordran of Karim? And the people of Karim have very strange, sadistic laughs. We're going to use a homeward bone, and that bone is not going to take us back to the bonfire at Andre of Astoria, the blacksmith. It's going to take us to Firelink Shrine. You can use some of these souls to increase your character's stats. I would suggest you do so at this point. You've already upgraded your weapon before the fight if you followed instructions I've given you, and you might as well boost your, I would suggest health, stamina, and if you have enough souls left over, a point into dexterity or strength depending on what kind of weapons you like to use. Obviously if you're a faith or magic based faith or intelligence based character, so magic or sorceries, put it into intelligence or faith if you wish. Before we finish up for today, there's a few items I want to pick up from the graveyard, and I think I mentioned in the previous episode that it's not a great idea to go into the graveyard as a new player, because the enemies there are tough and you're not supposed to be taking them on till later on in the game. The Bells of Awakening did something. Hear anything? Snoring? Where's the snoring coming from? So yeah, the Bells of Awakening, very aptly named. We've rang one bell, so something or someone is starting to awake from their long slumber. Yeah, we're going to run down into the graveyard, pick up a few items, and then run back to the bonfire. One soul item. I'm going to fast forward a wee bit here. You know where I'm going back to the bonfire.
Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
It's not suicide. Challenging, yes. It's funny how the Crestfallen Warrior just sits there. You know, I've heard the word coward used to describe the Crestfallen Warrior before. He's definitely in no hurry to get involved in the action. going to show you an example of taking these skeletons on. I'm not using the best of weapons to take them on. Blunt weapons are better. So things like the reinforced club and whatnot. They're very cheeky characters, these skeletons. There is an item down here. I don't know why I didn't go and get it. I actually don't think I seen it when I was playing. Soul item. What we're really down here for is the Zweihander, which is German for a big sword or something like that. Any Germans listening, please give me the correct interpretation of. Anyway, these are giant skeletons, obviously, clearly. On their own, they don't present much of a problem. In numbers, they are a massive danger. I love the anatomy of the skeletons in this game. Very accurate. So we'll come down here, the Zweihander is down here. You pick it up, you're going to spawn a number of enemies. So I hope this has been helpful for you.